Johnny Lee with Looking for Love on 89.7 The Maverick. And here we are on KMSU. And boy, did you see the Grammys last night?
I stayed up for some of it. Not enough of it.
Yeah, I don't know. I find they always run a little bit too long. But, you know, We Are the World, no big surprise, did very, very well.
No, I thought they would clean up.
Yeah.
I mean, they've got everybody's on it.
A lot of firepower.
Everybody who's anybody is on it.
Yeah, and, you know, such an important message with that song because really, I mean, you think about it, we are the world.
And a catchy little ditty.
Yeah.
Although I
true.
always hear, I think it is in a Bruce, it goes, we are the world.
Yeah.
I hear that.
Springsteen.
Even if he's not singing
referring
it,
to.
I'm hearing it
right
in my mind.
Yeah.
But it's good to see Kenny Rogers working again.
Yeah, I know. I know. But, you know, I just feel like the hits will never stop with that guy.
Nope. Coward of the County. The Gambler.
The Gambler.
How can I forget?
Lucille.
You just could have stuck with those two songs.
I know.
And you'd be golden.
Don't
for
Fall
life.
in Love with a Dreamer.
Album of the Year and Best Pop Vocal Performance. Again, no big surprise either. Phil Collins.
The man. The one and the only.
One and the only.
Yeah, I know. I think I've already worn out 2 copies of No Jacket Required.
Yeah, he did not get Best Rock Vocal Performance, though. Apparently did not pay the right person for that. No Jacket Required is going to go down in history as one of the best albums ever made.
Yeah. Yeah,
Ever.
I think you're right. Don Henley, too. You know, I can't wait for the Eagles to get back together.
The H is O.
The H is O. Well, that would be Glenn Frey.
I get my Eagles mixed up.
He was on Vice.
Don Henley?
No, Glenn Frey.
Don Henley isn't on Vice?
No. Glenn Frey.
I told you I get my Eagles
Smuggler's
mixed
Blues.
up. Don't expect me to be
Honestly.
on my game when we have such famous people sitting merely inches from me in the studio. I'm not at the top of my game.
Look, I'm nervous too. We'll get to that in a minute. Everybody that's listening, you know, we're talking awkwardly about awards ceremonies and things like that. But it's only because we have. It's so rare that we get big time charting celebrities
willing to come in and talk to us,
let alone passing through Mankato
and like not only just talking to us, but they just performed and they're going to talk to us. They could be like heading back to their motorhome or whatever they're traveling around in and being like, I've had enough of this town.
Right.
I'm out here, but they're going to talk to us.
Right. Relentless self-promoters. Hank and Rita are in the studio with us.
You know them, you love them. They're like, you think of 70s radio, you got to think of Hank and Rita.
Yeah,
it's
and here we
right
are.
up there with everything.
Mid-'80s, still trucking. And thank you, Hank and Rita, for joining us in the studio. It's unbelievable honor to have you guys here with us.
Well, it's an honor to be here, too.
Well, and thank you. Thank you for having us.
Oh
it's been quite a town for us, and the starting with the little party we just had at the record store where we
how did that
such
go?
a good time.
Oh, it was wonderful. It
Yeah,
really was. Just
fantastic.
good people.
Good people. Wonderful. Find that everywhere we go, it seems. Your record store was no different. The owner was real good to us.
Is that Carl?
Yeah.
Carl's fantastic.
Carl's a good guy.
Wonderful
He's
guy.
a hometown hero.
And he had a bunch of our records, too, so that was nice.
He loves Phil Collins.
He is you go down there and he's got every tape cassette Phil Collins has ever put out.
It's true.
Genesis and Phil Collins. It's crazy, but they're right there.
But we don't judge. But honestly, you know, it's so rare that we get celebrities coming through, big-time musicians coming through town. How on earth are you in Mankato? This is so cool.
Yeah, well, the map brought us here. We were, we're on tour promoting the best of Hank and Rita,
right.
And part of that tour brought us up to Brainerd, Minnesota, a couple nights ago, and we're heading down to La Crosse, where we play. Well, a little bit later tonight, we're playing. Sounds like a fun place called the Peekaboos. And Peekaboos. They spell the booze with a O-O-Z. I thought that was kind of clever.
That's cute.
That is cute.
And it makes me thirsty.
Right. And So we saw a couple days ago that Mankato was right in between or on the route there, and I thought, hey, wait a minute, we're playing Mankato August 28th.
Right, I know. There's
At
been a
the
lot of
brewery.
buzz about that.
At the Mankato Brewery, yeah.
So we had a day or two off. I thought, why don't we go see what this town is about? Maybe do a little pitch for the show on the 28th. Well. We've just been in love with it, and it's been a real good town for us.
Hey, when you guys were in Brainerd, did you see the Paul Bunyan and Babe the Blue Ox
Yeah.
statue?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, I love it. I love bringing
Did you
the
go to
kids
car
up there.
race?
And it recognized Rita, because when we walked in, the big guy goes like, well, I see Rita's here. And
I
I'm
still don't know how they do that.
do that. It's
I have not
something
been
else.
there.
It's kind of.
I did not know that Paul Bunyan spoke.
Mm.
We have something in Mankato, though, the Happy Chef. Have you been there?
Yep. We had lunch there the other day, and
He
with
will
with
talk
the-
to you, too.
Yeah, you press that button, and we had to wait in line. There were a bunch of kids doing
Yeah.
that too. But
I know they sit there and press
Worth
it all
the
day
wait,
long.
though.
Yeah.
Someday it's not going to work anymore. They
Yeah.
press it so often.
had the spaghetti. Come to think of it, it was mighty fine.
Mm-hmm.
You know, we ate at there's a pizza place downtown.
gotta be-
Pagalili's.
That's
was-
close. It's-
Poly eyes.
That's
Yeah,
how you
that's-
distinguish
Is
if
that-
you're
Everybody
from Mankato
mispronounces it.
or
It's
not
okay.
from Mankato.
It's
Oh,
okay.
boy, they were real nice to us too. One of the drivers recognized us. That was nice.
That's
He
right.
came in to pick up
Oh.
an order, and he was like, "Hey, don't I know you?" He got it wrong at first, but then in his second try, he
Well,
Sweet.
Who did he think you were?
Tammy. I think he called you Tammy,
Which
and
I
then he
take as
just-
I took that as a compliment.
I
I
was
thought
gonna
it was
say.
sweet.
I would do
I
as
did.
well. I'd take anybody that's with Tammy. So, whether it's George or whomever. So, but,
Well, I know the town is really buzzing about your performance coming up, and we're all very excited that you were so generous with your time playing at Toontown, doing that in-store, and just being so open and so welcoming to the fans. And I just want to play a song. This is a song everybody knows. It's probably been stuck in your head for the last 10 years, and it's not going to stop
It'll
anytime
be
soon.
stuck 20 years from now.
The big hit for Hank and Rita. And, let's play this. We'll do a couple more songs. And then maybe we can talk about if there's a story behind this song at all, or just...
there's always a story behind these songs.
All right. Well, listen,
You're happy
everybody.
to do
We are
it.
so thrilled to have Hank and Rita in the studio with us tonight for this Celebrity Spotlight. And
I recommend you turn the radio up and sing along.
Yeah,
Everybody
they're-
knows this.
my guess is they're going to do it anyway. This is the first time you said I love you, and you're hearing it on 89.7 The Maverick.
First time that I saw you, I was pushing my car home. You were at the part shop counter, shouldering the phone. I knew right then the quiet life would end for me somehow. You looked away, but I could see us standing here right now.
I may not know the order, but you put on quite a show. Steve McQueen and Superman, points and plugs and chrome. I wish I held the details of everything we do, but the fastest times in my life are the ones when I'm with you.
So much to remember, I can feel myself forget the names and dates and places and poetry we read. You still give me so much that memories fall away, but the first time you said I love you, it stays with me every day. Where was the place we stayed up late right through New Year's Day? Coffee came with 3 refills, the rest you had to pay.
It's funny how you keep some things while others are falling by. I guess that we don't get to choose the things we hold inside.
I know that when the fun goes down and the loving starts to slow, we still have our music here to hang on till we go. And if I ever say to you this love of ours is wrong, don't be blue because, my dear, it's just another song. First time you said I love you, I felt so good inside. I saw rainbows in the Pennzoil, I heard Elvis in the sky.
It was at the Shell on 6th Street, and gas was 55. first time you said I love you was the last time that I cried.
So much to remember, I can feel myself forget. Names and dates and places, poetry we read. You still give me so much that memories fall away. But the first time you said I love you stays with me every day. The first time you said I love you stays with me every day. The first time you said I love you stays with me every day.
Well, you thought
I wish we could have our microphones on while we're playing the songs, because Hank and Rita's just singing along with all of this. It is amazing.
Yeah.
It's an irresistible one.
Barbara Mandel was sleeping single in a double bed. Before that, Loretta Lynn and Conway Twitty, who you were mistaken for, perhaps. Don't Coming Home a Drinkin' with Lovin' on Your Mind. And then, of course, our in-studio guests, Hank and Rita, the first time.
Thank you again so much for coming to Mankato, for taking the time to meet your fans at Toontown, and then also just to share a little time here on the radio and reach out to the rest of the community.
Not
it means so much
a
to
lot
us.
of artists will take the time to say
Right.
hi to the little people, but we sure appreciate you guys coming in and doing that.
Sometimes it just feels like it's all about ego, but not with you guys.
No, we say hello to a lot of little people. We enjoy that quite a bit when we get out and about. So, and this is no different here in Mankato, Minnesota. We are.
Rita, are you
loving
okay?
it.
Oh, I'm just fine.
Do you need a tissue?
I'm all right.
Okay.
Thank you.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like we should have had like grapes and apples and some, some
Oh, goodness, no.
some champagne or something for you guys here, but
This water is
Save that for Kenny Rogers.
we're a dry radio station.
Oh,
Oh,
if
that's
only we could get Kenny Rogers.
Well, we have Hank and Rita.
I
It's like
know.
the next best,
I
biggest
know.
thing.
Well, we started that set off with your big breakthrough single, the first time you said I love you, and I was just wondering if there was a story behind that.
Yeah, quite a bit. How would you put it?
Well, I would say, not one story in particular, but it's kind of the story of our early dating life. We just were really, really happy and really into kind of appreciating each other and appreciating the moment. And Hank would talk about that a lot and wanting to make sure that we didn't forget the little things.
Right.
And
yeah.
and still, when I hear that song, that's where it puts me, a real happy place.
Mm-hmm. That was, and we tried to fill it with details. That line about the coffee, that actually really happened. We went and it was at, I think, the Alpine. It was a diner called the Alpine or something like that, and they filled up, ordered a cup of coffee, filled the next one just fine, as you would expect. Next thing you know, fourth one, they give me a bill for 60 cents. 60 cents for the. I just paid for this, and they go, well, no, you get three, and then you got to pay for the fourth.
Paying again.
I thought, well, that's a fine. How do you do? And so it was little things like that just came to mind. We sort of pictured ourselves, because we were hot and heavy in the early, of course, and I just pictured ourselves 10 years down the road, looking back on all the things that we otherwise would forget, the cute little details of falling in love, and that's what that song's kind
When
of
you
about.
wrote first time, did you think this is the hit?
No, we just loved it a lot.
We just loved it a lot.
Yeah.
And so that was a extra special surprise.
Yeah, we were playing a lot of other songs, other people's songs at this bar in the town we met at, Midlothian, Illinois, and so we sprung that on them, and everybody thought it was. They're like, "Who was that? Was that Conway, or was that
wow.
And no, that was one of our own. They kept making us play it over and over, and then. A friend of a friend knew somebody at WLS, and he came in, and he didn't want to make any promises, but it worked, and we got that single. It hit it, and then we went down Route 66 as that song got hotter and hotter. Every place we play got a little hotter and hotter. So yeah, we love it too, as much as as much as you guys. So we appreciate you playing it.
Crazy.
Do you remember the first time people sang it along with you out in the audience?
I remember the first time we heard it on the radio. That was something.
Oh, yeah, I remember that.
Yeah.
I'll bet you still hear it on the radio.
Once in a while, thanks to folks like you here at KMSU.
When did you guys meet? I mean, you've been together for a very long time. Do you remember the first time that you met?
Oh yeah, absolutely. And that's also in the tune. But we didn't make that up. She was. I like to say that we met in Napa, because it sounds like romantic and
sure
grapes and everything. Truth is, it was an auto parts store in
It's where I worked.
Illinois.
I was the clerk at.
And that's where Rita worked. And she was. I was in line. I had the radiator had blown. And this thing I was driving a Chevy van, a 10 model, I think it was. Anyway, it's been a very, very faithful thing. But poof. And so I went into the Napa, kind of pushed it off to the side of the road, and just walked a few blocks to the Napa. And tell you what, there were 3 people in front of me. And by the time I was at the counter in front of her, it was all over for me. I mean, I'd fallen that instantly. And I really just needed, I didn't even know I'd forgotten what my problem was. I fumbled up something about needing some stop leak for my radiator, but that's how we met. And then I think I asked her on the spot if she liked music and wanted to go see this concert I was headed to. So.
Yeah, that's very brave, Rita, because my mom always said, don't date a man with a van.
Well, this was not a working van. So.
Right.
That's the asterisk.
And I had Hank knows this, of course, but at the time when he started telling me about playing with a band and that he was hearing some music tonight, I remembered reading about a musician who was coming through town on his way to go to work in Nashville, and I thought that's who this was. And in the article, it seemed like a good guy, and he seemed like a good guy in person, and we did go out, went to a show that night, and I realized that's not who I had read about.
Oh, okay.
Well.
But it turned out just fine.
And I'm doing much better than he is now
moment.
Anyway. So
that's right.
And I got the girl.
Sure.
That's right.
And Rita, were you always a singer then, or did you just sing privately, or were you kind of shy about it?
Boy, I was not this kind of singer. No, I grew up singing in church. That's about it. So singing along with Hank in the car that first night was
Praise
the first.
The Lord.
How long after you guys met did you decide, well, let's just start making music for ourselves and start playing for people?
Oh, right away. We started going out here and there, but a lot of that time was spent at a place called The Cove. Had live music. I was in a band there, and so she got to hear my band, and but we'd go there anyway because they had music 7 nights a week. We started just listening and also kind of watching what worked and what didn't, and we would sing in that van all the time on our way, picking her up from work on our way to the Cove or going out to eat or something like that, and I just asked, not like you would think, like, hey, I'm going to try to get my sweetheart into the band. I just genuinely thought she sounded beautiful and our voices worked well together, and I said, why don't we try this out? And we did, and she got up and sang with us, and everybody seemed to like it, and then we just started from there, hanging out more often, and starting to write our own songs to see how that worked, and that ended up working okay, obviously, and so that's how that took off, and it seemed like a nice match. And then we just, when that song hit, we thought, well, we better start writing some more.
We're joined by Hank and Rita tonight, and we're very, very fortunate to have them here. And we mentioned it a little bit earlier that you have a gig coming up in Mankato. And and so, do you want to just mention it real quick?
Sure thing. Why don't you go ahead, hon?
Well, at the it's a Mankato brewery. We've not done that before, not performed at a brewery, but we're really looking forward to it. They've been real good.
It's a fantastic.
It's a nice
venue.
space.
Okay.
Nice.
I think you're going to really enjoy it.
So, but it's not a theater kind of thing. It's
a
brewery.
No,
There'll be big beer tanks.
I believe so. Yeah,
they have like
it's a
an
working
area,
brewery.
Yeah, they have an area that they set aside, for performers to play and everything. I think you'll like it.
All right. I know. We're headed to La Crosse, and that's where they brew old style.
No, you don't have to tell me.
And well, you've been down there. You see those silos, the 3 and the 6, and they're shaped like a 6-pack of old style. That's kind of clever, I thought. And so I'm wondering if Mankato Brewery has something like that.
Nothing as clever as that.
But they have a wonderful product.
All right. Well,
Yes.
I'm looking forward to sampling the product.
There you go.
And meeting some of the folks. And
That's August 28th, Mankato Brewery. Tickets at the door?
tickets available at the door. You betcha.
Fantastic. Are we going to play another song?
We are,
of yours?
absolutely.
Before that, I just want to remind folks that you're listening to our exclusive interview with Hank and Rita. As always, the Celebrity Spotlight is brought to you by our good friends at Finarelli's Pizza, the thinnest and friendliest pizza in Mankato. And also the Copper Alley Casual Dining in an elegant atmosphere in the Mankato Mall. Video Forever on Madison Avenue, now accepting orders for the video release of Rambo First Blood Part 2. Have you guys seen Rambo?
Oh, yeah.
Reserve your copy today before anybody else. Tell them you've heard it here, and they'll take $15 off a VCR rental. Video Forever, why go out when you can stay in?
There's a bit in Rambo First Blood Part 2 where he says, he's been through a lot. Rambo's been through an awful lot. And he just says, at one point he says, I just want my country to love me as much as I love it. And I think about it right now, and I just get chills. And honestly...
Yeah. It's a good movie. Opened up the doors for a lot of good conversations, I think. It's about time.
Yes.
It's about
absolutely.
time.
Well, we have Hank and Rita tune coming up, Without a Home. And thanks so much for listening, everybody. We have Hank and Rita here in the studio with us, and we're going to be talking to them a little bit more after this set of music on 89.7 The Maverick.
The grass outside our window grows nice and green. The water in our pool is always warm and clean. The newspaper in the morning lands at our door. Neighbors mind their business. Who could ask for more? We go to work together, a night shift usually. By the time we let ourselves unwind, it's somewhere around 3. We kiss goodnight, close our eyes, lay our weary heads down. When we wake, we pack our bags and hit another town. On the road together, each stop a different view. Oh, I couldn't live without a home, but not without you. The dumpster dives, the opera halls, room service blues. I don't make much, but I got it made. Make music with you.
Fresh coffee on the nightstand, breakfast down the hall. Little things that make me feel we really have it all.
Some will say we lost our way, some pray for our soul. All we've done is find the place they all want to go. Grass outside our window grows nice and green. Water in our pool is always warm and clean. The newspaper in the morning lands at our door. Neighbors mind their business. Who could ask for more?
As long as we're together, the road can be a home. But maybe we could stay and do the rock without the roll.
Find a place, make our own meals, or garden every day. Let's talk about that tomorrow, 'cause tonight it's time to play. Pull into Chicago, play a day or two. Wake up in Nashville, hello Kalamazoo. You get the pizza, I'll get the cab. Any everything we need tonight. Put it on the tab. La 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 la. The dumpster dives, the opera halls, room service blues. I don't make much, but I got it made making music with you. I don't make much, but I got it made making music with you. I don't make much, but I got it made making music with you.
How many times have you heard someone say, if I had his son?
Don't it make my brown eyes blue?
Doesn't literally make her eyes blue.
It doesn't?
No. Makes her sad. And
Well,
it's
she
so,
says, don't it make? Yeah. I get it. Oh, it makes her...
yeah, it makes her sad.
That song is making sense to me for the first time in my life.
All right.
Oh.
I got it. Crystal Gale, Don't It Make My Brown Eyes Blue. It's like a song poem in that regard. You listen to it like 500 times, finally you get it.
If a song poem sold 5 million copies.
True. Porter Wagner before that was Satisfied Mind. And then the one, the only, You Know 'Em, You Love 'Em. They're right here in the studio with us. Hank and Rita,
Hey.
Without a Home. And I'd love to know the story. It's you never get to ask your favorite musicians, what is that song about? There's got to be a story behind this one.
Without a home, yeah. Well, a lot of people would consider us homeless because we really don't have a single place where we live other than our 1983 Winnebago Lachero, and that's our home. And other than that, we live in hotel rooms. And that's sort of that, the beginning of that tune. Every day, the newspaper arrives, pool's ready, breakfast down the hall. This has been our home and our life for a good long time, and we absolutely love it and look forward to keeping it going for another 10, 20 years.
Where are you staying in Mankato? I don't know if you can answer that. I don't want people to
Well, we're
go
out
crazy.
of town now, so I can tell you where we're heading out of town today.
Okay.
But we stayed at the as I mentioned, we just sort of pulled off and took a day on our own here, so
Sure.
the record company doesn't foot the bill. So we were looking to economize, and we heard that the Burton Hotel in near your downtown area was reasonable, and yeah, it was a good price. Good price, and so
It was a very comfortable place.
it was,
been just
yeah.
fine.
And some cocktails downstairs,
Air conditioning and color TV?
throughout the whole hotel.
Wow.
Air conditioning in every room and all that. And actually, air conditioning is very popular apparently, this time of year around here. And you had some Minnesota Vikings working or doing their
The training
Yeah,
camp.
they come to town.
kind of a
every summer.
sports center here. Well, they had their head coach stopped in for a brew when I was down there, Jerry Burns, and met him. Seemed like a very nice guy. Sounds like
Is he
he's
a
gonna,
fan?
He recognized me, and
Sure.
And I sort of recognized him from the few times I watched a little football on TV when we got a Sunday off. And so it was good. Yeah, it was fine. Chatted with him for a little bit. It sounds like he's going to get that team into shape. So good luck to you and your Minnesota Vikings.
Well, thank you.
But yeah, and that's home yesterday. Tomorrow, home will be lacrosse at the after we do the peekaboos. So,
That's right, the
and
Peekaboos.
like I said,
and hope you guys, if we have any listeners out that way, you catch the show at the Peekaboos.
Yeah, absolutely.
beautiful lacrosse.
How many gigs a year do you guys play?
Wow.
Well, we're playing all the time.
Yeah, a couple times a week.
Still at it.
It's been a long time, and places are just continually good to us and welcoming to us. Sometimes it's a 5-minute conversation on the phone. We've got Sharon does a lot of this. Hey, Sharon, if you're listening, thank you. I know you're not because you're not in town, but we just get told where to go, and it's always fine with us, wouldn't you say?
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Well, yep, I would. I would. I like to. I think over the years I've come to really love the phrase "bloom where you're planted," And we're never planted anywhere for very long, so got to bloom quick. But I think I've kind of perfected that, and I'm proud of that.
Yeah. You've been blooming beautifully for a good decade or two. So, yeah. I know.
Wow.
She's something.
That's why we love our Hank and Rita.
Yeah.
You could tell that you guys love each other.
Thanks. Yeah, we certainly do.
Boy.
Every mile along the way.
Touring, I mean, just in the 10 years since the first time you said I Love You came out, you must have played a pretty wide spectrum of gigs, huge ones, small
Sure.
places. What's the biggest gig that you've ever had?
Oh, that's easy. That was the Super Bowl, and that was right just the same year that the first time it came out. That's why that was such a crazy year. Everything just hit, and so they asked us to be part of the halftime show along with a bunch of others who had their top 10 hits, and it's not like we did. It wasn't just us. It was us and some others who had big hits, and everybody came out and did about 20 seconds of theirs because TV, it's rush, and you had to abide by the commercial schedule, all this stuff. So they had to really squeeze us in, and so we did about 20 minutes. We just did like the chorus.
About 20 seconds.
I'm sorry, thank you. 20 seconds.
You should have had 20 minutes.
We should have. We would have loved it. But we did about 20 seconds of the song, and then it was. I think Marilyn McCoo or somebody like that came up shortly after us, and but we were lucky, as it turns out. I mean, it was really lucky to even be able to do that at all because, and I really give the producers a lot of credit for this, for scrambling, because that whole halftime show was supposed to be up with people, but apparently one of the main kids got sick. And he was going to be the one that brought it all together, because I think his ethnicity, he was sort of like he was half black, half white. He had some Russian and Chinese, and he was going to get all, he's going to represent the big world togetherness kind of thing. Well, he apparently got sick, eating something bad the night before, and so they had to, or a couple nights before, so they'd scramble and get this together. And we were just happy as could be. So that was definitely the biggest, and it was one of my. It was
Outdoor.
Yeah,
Arena,
it was
so that
outdoor.
place was packed?
Outdoor. It was packed. It was sunny. I remember that, and we were on cue. I think we were the most. I think we were the favorites of the producers. I was told later. So
if that's your biggest.
Oh yeah.
Probably not your favorite though, because it was only 20 seconds long.
Sure.
Do you have a favorite? Rita, do you have a favorite?
Yeah, Rita, let's hear from you.
Boy, like I said, I really do try to enjoy each. Were you going to say something?
Yeah, I remember you really liked the Stardust.
I did. I liked the Stardust quite a
Yeah,
bit.
we were down in the lounge at the Stardust, and she was beautiful, by the way. She did a fantastic job. It was huge.
We mentioned though a little while ago the show where we played one of our own and kind of sprung it on the crowd, and it was early. I mean, it was early, and they said, "Who's that? Who was that?" And I don't think anything will ever top that for me.
Yeah,
I was kind of felt like just me and you in that room.
Yeah, and that's how it is. I mean, you introduce yourself to the audience, and you sort of in a way let them introduce themselves to you, and then it is the two of us in every single one of these places we play, and that's what makes it so special. And it's been that way for so long, and I love hearing our voices together. I love sharing them with people, and I love sharing them with KMSU Mankato and the town itself. It's been real nice to us, from Burton Hotel, and well, next time Holiday Inn maybe, but
there you go.
Well, you've been riding high for so long. I maybe we can talk about this a little later on. There must be days where you just miss the simplicity of those early gigs.
Sure.
I mean, now you're just in the spotlight all the time.
Well, the spotlight's gotten a little dimmer. I mean, we're able to play smaller places and not be, ganged up on by, media and everything like that. So I wouldn't say we're able to be anonymous, but it's nice to, be able to walk down the sidewalk in a town where there just aren't many people. And still be able to pop your head into
every third people
ice cream shop
ask
or
for
something
an autograph.
like that. Well, we get asked plenty, but it's not bothersome at all.
Well, listen, we want to play some more music from Hank and Rita. I have the song "On You" queued up. We're lucky enough to be joined by Hank and Rita in the studio tonight here on our Celebrity Spotlight on 89.7 The Maverick. And
if you're enjoying what you're hearing tonight, you should see these folks live. August 28th, they're coming to the Mankato Brewery. They're here tonight. In a couple of days, and then they're gone. They're gone to La Crosse tonight, but they're coming back. So you should really check them out. It's just a fantastic performance you guys do.
Oh, thank you.
And if you're gonna do "On You," I just want to preface it with this is a song I wrote for this lady right over here.
Oh, all right.
Won't tell you the long, boring story, but that's just for her.
Maybe when you come back.
Here's "On You" on 89.7 The Maverick.
On you, there's a black dress tonight, a little sparkle when the light's just right. You take my hand and the dance begins, the orchestra swells on cue, and every eye in this room is on you. On you, there's a nice way of swaying. Who could help but watch you move in time and not get lost in thinking of what it's like to win your love and be the man whose hand is on you. There's no end of wonder in the world, above the sky, inside the slightest pearl. Heaven's wonders are everywhere, but they're nothing when you're standing there. I swear the sun was made just to shine on you. Question in your eyes, 'cause an old friend came up by surprise. And yes, I loved her long ago, and there have been others, God I know, but none of them had anything on you. There's no end of wonders in the world, above the sky, inside the slightest pearl. Heaven's wonders are everywhere, but they're nothing when you're standing there. Oh my God, the sun looks so good on you. Oh my God, the sun looks so good on you.
Mac Davis, Baby Don't Get Hooked on Me on 89.7 The Maverick.
And Hank and Rita before that with On You.
Yeah.
And you wanted to talk a little bit about that song?
Oh, not so much, but I'd written it for Rita. Incidentally, it was when I was hanging out with Mac Davis when I looked across the room and saw Rita just looking so beautiful, and so that song was a result of it. That was a while ago.
One of those songs that just comes out, done with it in 30 minutes.
In like 10 minutes. 10 minutes, I remember.
sweetheart.
Oh, you're welcome. And thank you guys. It looks like the clock is running out, but I just wanted to thank you all
Well,
for, getting us out there.
You have this show coming up at the Mankato Brewery, August 28th.
Yeah.
Are you promoting anything? Do you have any new material that's going to be hitting the shelves?
That's the whole point of the show. It's the greatest, well, not the greatest hits, but the best of Hank and Rita that we are really proud of putting together, and it's brand new. And thank goodness you guys have a compact disc player because it's out on CD.
We're state of the art here.
Yeah, sounds good too. It sounds crystal clear.
Crystal clear, no skipping or anything.
Yeah.
No, these things are CDs meant to last for life.
Yeah. And August 28th, we're so looking forward to it now that we've established a little recognition with your town. We're dying to come back. It'll feel like coming home, and that's going to be, I think, around 7:30, August 28th. It's a Sunday night at the Mankato Brewery. Hank and Rita doing. We're promoting the best of Hank and Rita. It's the album of our favorites, some of our bigger hits, as well as some of our favorites.
Thank you.
I was wondering if we could, and I don't even know if we should go there, but we've followed your careers over the years, and there's been some ups and some downs.
There's been a lot of stuff in the tabloids. I've been reading things in the Inquirer.
Well, Hank, you're all over the tabloids.
Yeah.
Let me just put that out there. But there's been questions about maybe you two breaking up or going your separate ways.
But here you are. You're here in Mankato. You're together.
But we just saw you play at Toontown, and to me,
magic.
that doesn't seem like that's the case. Is that okay to ask you guys about that?
I would say I just point right back to the music and say that that's really where we've put it all. So I would just send you there
To look at the music?
to listen to the music, enjoy the music.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I can't wait to enjoy the music August 28th.
Thank you.
You were fantastic tonight, and I can't wait to see you guys perform live again.
Well, thank you so much.
And to come back to Mankato. I mean, we don't get a lot of the big people swinging through here. We're, of course, like halfway between Des Moines and Twin Cities, but nobody thinks to stop in Mankato.
Unless they have to get gas.
Yeah.
Well, it was a real pleasure. It was a real pleasure.
Well, thanks so much for coming. Do we have time to play one more of their
songs? We do. We're going to play Long, Long Road to Goodbye from Hank and Rita. Thank you so much for joining us in the studio tonight. It's been a real honor and a thrill.
Yes.
And I don't know, maybe when you're back on the 28th, we could smooth talk you into coming back. And
I think that sounds delightful.
Oh, dynamite.
And best of luck on the road tonight. I know you love the road, and it's been good to you. And say hi to the folks at the Peekaboos.
Will do.
Here's Hank and Rita on 89.7 The Maverick.
Bobby got called into the office, and once again the news was good. Going full time on the process line, son, welcome to the neighborhood. That night Beth said she'd marry him. They opened up the Tanqueray. She walked down the aisle with a tear in her smile that never went away. Take this love to the movies. Take this love to the beach. Take my heart to where the music takes you. Promise I won't skip a beat. Take this love to the shelter. Take this love another mile. Promise me, darling, you won't take my love on a long, long road to goodbye. Betty remembers her outlaw who called her mama when he drove her around. Her raven black hair in that convertible wind whipped a sharp goodbye to that town. First came the promises, second the war. The third year saw everything fall. And Betty remembers not feeling a thing the first time she looked at that wall. Take this love to the movies. Take this love to the beach. Take my heart to where the music takes you. Promise I won't skip a beat. Take this love to the shelter. Take this love another mile. Promise me, darling, you won't take my love on a long, long road to goodbye. Took my hand and we stood there 10 years ago today. Rocky and cocky and terrified, and there's more on the way. Each night with you is a blessing, and days with me are a pain. Thank you for treating me honest. Now let me do the same. Take this love to the movies. Take this love to the beach. Take my heart to where the music takes you. Promise I won't skip a beat. Take this love to the shelter. Take this love another mile. Promise me, darling, you won't take my love on a long, long road to goodbye. On a long, long road to goodbye.
Hank and Rita, Long, Long Road to Goodbye on 89.7 The Maverick.
And they said their goodbyes, and they're on their way out to the Winnebago, Lachero, heading to La Crosse, but they're coming back to Mankato.
That's right. And we got to say our goodbyes right now. This is The Maverick, KMSU 89.7 FM Mankato, KMSK 91.3 FM Austin, operating on translator K220AQ in Fairmont, K220AR in Albert Lee. We're also available online at kmsu.org, and we're a proud member of Independent Public Radio.